like to hit the mark? Texans, Patriots.
Drake May, 30-plus rushing yards. This is going to be a low-scoring game. Every single yard is going to count. Drake May's averaging 6 rushing attempts per game on the season, ran for 66 yards against the Chargers last week. As elite as that Houston defense is, quarterbacks can run on them. 10th most rushing yards allowed to opposing QBs this season because they flush you out of the pocket and then you take off. We like May to run for 30 or more yards.
All right, that's the early game Sunday. Let's go to the night game. What do you like on the Rams?
Blake Corum, 46-plus rushing yards. The Bears rank 24th in defensive rush success rate. You can run on these guys. Enter Corum, averaging over 5 yards per carry on the season, double-digit rushing attempts in 5 of his last 6 games. Pay attention, Rams are 3.5-point favorites, so if they're leading late in the game, they'll be running the ball to kill the clock. That's where Corum could rack up some bonus yards.
All right, and how about the other side? Give me something from the Bears.
Rome Odunze, 40-plus receiving yards. Cheap price because he only caught 2 passes last week coming back from injury against the Packers. However, those 2 passes went for 44 receiving yards. The vulnerability of the Los Angeles Rams is the secondary. 10th most receiving yards allowed to opposing wide receivers. You can throw on these guys. This is supposed to be a very cold game, so a lot of people are making the mistake thinking it's going to be low scoring. Don't make that mistake. This game has sneaky shootout potential.
By the way, that play remains the most watchable play maybe of the NFL season. So recapping, if you like the picks, they're a parlay. Drake May over on the rushing yards, Corum over on the rushing yards, Odunze over on the receiving yards. They've parlayed them together with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Look for the Hitting the Mark featured parlay priced at plus 506 odds. Okay, so let's look at that game then more closely. So we got Rams at Bears Sunday night. What more could you ask for? Frigid Soldier Field. Fans there at a frenzied pitch. And the relationship between the coaches is one that I think is also fascinating.
There's some great offensive play callers this weekend. We've got Sean Payton, we've got Kyle Shanahan, and then there might be 2 no better than these 2, Ben Johnson and Sean McVay. But last week, after the game, of course, you saw Ben Johnson blow off Matt LaFleur, and then you saw the locker room video that the social media team posted where he sang blank the Packers. And then he had a 24-hour time to really reflect on it and still said, I feel the same way, and my owner's got my back. Well, they asked Sean McVay about it, who, by the way, is best friends with LaFleur and who's the head coach of the offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, who is Matt LaFleur's little brother. Take a listen to what Sean said this week.
What would you guess? No, you know what? We watch the tape, we do our work, and, Matt is a very close friend of mine.
I think there's a little bit more going
I love it.
We watch the tape.
I love it.
We do the work.
We talk about giving jerseys to each other after the games, and we do the sportsmanship thing. There is some real blood here and some no love lost. I'm here for it. I need this in my life.
Healthy dislike. It's great. I mean it that way.
This is great for the National Football League. Like, everything doesn't have to be kumbaya. I get it. Every now and then you like that from coaches and players. But it's okay to go back old school and not like one another and then have these rivalries between coaches. And then when you have a brother that's a part of another staff and a guy that coached with the guy that you don't like, I like this. This is playoff football, in my opinion. I like this from a head coaching perspective.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, look, it's good theater. It's good entertainment. But you know what? Ben Johnson ain't strapping up on the game day, and neither is Sean. So look, really, what it's going to come down to. I'll tell you what, though. I like how the Rams match up against the Chicago Bears.
Tell me why.
Because, look, in the end, Chicago cannot afford to start this game slowly. You don't want to be playing from a deficit against this team that has, I think they're number 6 in pass rush win rate over the past month in terms of the Rams front 7. Look, you do not want Jared Verse coming after your quarterback. Okay, you don't want him being able to play you very much so with a one-track mind, meaning that they're just going to be able to rush the passer because you can't run the football because you're behind. And on top of it, hey, look, there are some issues with the Rams secondary. We know that. We know the corner situation is a problem. And just like the secondary situation is a little bit of an issue for Chicago. This game, I think, is going to be a high-scoring game, regardless of the weather. I think there's going to be a lot of points put up.
Let me just make sure everyone is up on the weather. We're talking about a really cold game. Can we throw that up there, please? It's B20. Kickoff 21 degrees, feels like 8 degrees. Winds not super high, 10 miles an hour, gusting to 20. I'm looking at Bart, he's laughing.
Well, you know how it is. You're from Northwestern, I'm from Detroit.
Yeah,
That's Midwest weather, baby. That's all good. That's Turkey Bowl on Thanksgiving right there.
I got you.
I love this type of football.
Does that make it a low scoring? Does it impact the team's ability to have high-flying offense?
Well, not necessarily. It all depends on if your quarterback got them Junior Whopper hands. You know what I'm saying? That ball becomes split. You talk about the fake spin. No, because everybody knows that,
they don't have that. Matt Stafford and Caleb Williams definitely have the full. They got the double Whopper with extra cheese hands.
What people don't realize, a football is pigskin, right? Not like this Egyptian leather that I got on right here. You know what I'm saying? It's pigskin. And what happens to leather when it gets cold? The oil comes out, so the ball becomes extremely slick. Also, Doogie knows that it's hard to catch. So you talk about the peanut punch, you talk about turnovers, putting your team on short fields. Ball security is going to be job security. Corinthian leather.
Is the weather a factor in the game or not?
I think it's more so of a factor for receivers because when the weather's that cold, the ball literally feels like a rock. So it's all about how comfortable you can be, making sure your hands are warm. And if a quarterback like Matthew Stafford and Caleb Williams, because their accuracy, can they put the ball on your body a little bit more on certain passes?
The massive X factor is Stafford's got a serious finger injury on his throwing hand that he suffered when he hit the helmet last week, and that's real. So you put the cold weather in there. I don't believe in the whole they're an LA team, they can't compete. Like Blake Corum played at Michigan, Karen Williams played at Notre Dame, like Puka's from BYU. Like the cold weather is not going to be what it is. It's more that type of stuff when he hits his finger and he's feeling sore and it's 8 degrees.
You know what though? I am not doubting that man in the least. We tried to write his obituary back in August when we were talking about his back, and we didn't think that he would even make it through the season. And he just comes out and has an MVP type season. They're going to be just fine. This ball is going up.
See, Lou's a defensive player. He knows. Here's the beauty about playing, in this type of cold weather. The pass gets stiff and hard like weapons, and the ground becomes like concrete. You can put people to sleep night time. That's why I love this type of weather.
It sounds like such fun. You make it sound so.
You can crack a helmet. You can crack a helmet in this type of weather.
You
can split somebody's wig, literally, Bernie.
The truth is this: the Bears have had the most miraculous wins all season. The Rams have had the most confounding losses all season. Thursday night against San Francisco, Thursday night against Seattle, the Carolina loss. Something's got to give, or it's a miracle season for the Bears, and they just keep on winning.
And the winner is off to the NFC Championship game. Don't forget, on DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers bet $5 and get presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Look at the squad we've got together here. I bet Joe's got a couple of picks for us as we work our way towards the NFL's Elite Eight, and the college championship game is Monday night. Here we go. It's a Friday, so we're fired up for the best weekend of the NFL season. Let's look at these games. Harry, what are you fired up for? Buffalo, Denver tomorrow afternoon.
For the Buffalo Bills, it's all about their run game. James Cook, you have to allow him to cook if you're Joe Brady. You cannot be one-dimensional in this ball game. What's the strength of the Denver Broncos in that defense? It's that pass rush. They led the league in sacks. So James Cook in that run game, and we all know Josh Allen is going to be a part of that as well, too. So you have to run the football and be balanced offensively.
We'll dive deep on that game, all the games, as we continue. Peter, what are you fired up for? Texans-Patriots Sunday afternoon.
They did it against Buffalo, they did it against Kansas City, and now they've done it against Pittsburgh. Can this Houston Texans continue to wow us in these primetime games? This unit was so good against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh that I'm wanting to say they could be the best defense we've seen in the playoffs since the 2015 Broncos when it was DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller coming off the edge. Shocking performance on Monday night. Can they do it again in Foxborough on Sunday?
Sunday night, Bart, we've got the Rams and the Bears in frigid Chicago. What are you fired up for in this game?
I think it's all about Caleb Williams, and can he take the next step? You talk about his accuracy, in the game, his late game heroics. Can he be more accurate and more disciplined? Because you don't want to be in third and long against this Rams defense, and you don't want Matthew Stafford to get on a short field and make you have to play from behind.
Yeah, the Bears have come from behind a lot, but not going to be easy to do against this Rams team. And then finally, Lewis, Saturday night prime time. What are you fired up for? Niners in Seattle.
This is all about Sam Darnold and his health and his status going into this football game. Look, the Seahawks don't have to win because of Sam Darnold. You just don't want to be in a situation where they have to win in spite of Sam, meaning this. Over the past month, he's only had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. His passer rating has kind of come down. His efficiency has come down. This is going to be a game where, look, this is a watershed game for him. I think this is a turning point game for him as far as the discourse surrounding his career, how he plays in this game.
Well, and all of a sudden, to your point, his health, yesterday in the middle of the day, I'm seeing reports he has an oblique injury. What do we know?
Yeah, they were at practice yesterday, and it comes out that he has the oblique, and Drew Lock took some #1 snaps on Thursday. And guys, this game is a Saturday game, so this is the equivalent of a Friday, Sunday. So this is time, and he didn't miss a lot of practice.